Go ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. Here around the chutes, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas.
Cheers, hello, and welcome everyone to Texas Toast Podcast. I'm Miss Helen along with Noah Bowman. Hello, Noah. Welcome to the podcast. So glad to have you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So you're up in Oklahoma City right now.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. I've been staying here for a few months now. So
awesome. Well, we're so glad to have you. I've had a chance to listen to your music. I love your style, and you are so red dirt, like you are like mud and red dirt.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me about your start in the music business and your band.
Like I kind of always grew up in it. My grandpa and my uncle on my mom's side, they've always been musicians and have always played. So I just kind of grew up around it. Like 14, 15, I picked up a guitar and started like actually taking it serious, and shortly after that started writing songs, and about 2020 started playing out acoustic here and there a little bit, and by the end of 2020 I had a little band put together, and we kind of just jammed for a while. And just here recently, in the past couple of years, we just really started to pick up and play shows and things like that, put out music. And
you've got a great sound. Let's talk about some of your music. I want to talk about, first of all, starting off with Shape I'm In. I love that one. That's for all of us who can't grow up, me included.
Sure. Yeah.
Tell me about that one.
Yeah, that one just kind of came, I think we released, I can't remember exactly the date we put that out, but yeah, that just kind of came to me. That's kind of like one of the ones that just kind of poured itself out. Wrote it in like 30 minutes or something like that, and it's been a good one for us. And the backstory on it's just needing to get your shit together, you know what I mean, and just be better, I guess. But yeah, there's not much to say about that one, really. It just kind of pour out, and it is what it is, and it's a true song, and means a lot to me for sure.
Another one I want to talk about, going back to 2020, was The Hard Way. I really like the lyrics in that. I really like the brutal honesty in that, especially talking about my mouth got me two black eyes.
Yeah, yeah,
that can happen.
That one's extremely. That's probably the most personal song I have. Probably my favorite song I've ever wrote as well. Everything in that is pretty much spot on. So that one is definitely a personal song to me. Probably my favorite. Probably always will be, to be honest.
So do you write alone, or do you co-write with other writers?
I have I write alone most of the time, and it's kind of a little bit back and forth. I have a couple guys, good buddies up here that I write with, and got a buddy out in like nowhere, Oklahoma, up close by Arkansas. His name's Brady Robertson. We write a lot together, and he's really good. Buffalo Rogers here in Oklahoma City. I get with him a lot. If you guys don't know who that is, you should check him out. And yeah, I mean, most of the time it's by myself, just me and myself and a guitar. But other times I do get together with other guys and hash some stuff out. But
okay, let's talk about your band a little bit so our listeners can get to know who you have in your band.
Yeah. So lead guitar, we have Logan Webb out of Davis, Oklahoma. On the drums, Trevor Bart from Long Grove, Oklahoma, and his brother on bass guitar, Devin Bart. And us three guys have grew up together. We went to the same school. We've known each other since we were kids. And they just both happened to play separate instruments, so it worked out. And we just added another guitar player, Mason Baumhoff. He's out of Stillwater. He's played a couple shows with us this past few shows. And yeah, we're all from around the same area. We just got together and started hashing it out.
I love that y'all grew up together, the majority of y'all.
Yeah, me, the drummer, and the bass player, we grew up together. Like, we're from the same town. We live 5 minutes away from each other, and we've known each other our whole lives.
That is awesome. So I see where you're playing a lot of shows, of course, in Oklahoma, and then kind of like across the Red River, north in Texas. So tell me about your live shows.
Yeah, we're starting to break into Texas, and that's a good thing. That's where we want to be for sure. But yeah, it's just uh high energy. We play mostly original music. We don't play a whole lot of covers, and the covers we do play a lot of the times nobody knows. So that's cool. But yeah, it's just a high energy show, and I mean that's where we have our most fun at for sure.
So when you go into the studio and record, where are you recording at? Do you have an album up and coming?
I'm recording in Oklahoma City with Dwight Hamlin from the White Lighters. He has a place called Class and Recorders, and it's
Cool.
just not far from where I stay. And me and him work really well together. And we are working on new music. We're always working on new music. I think there will be an EP or a record or album in the near
Mhm.
future. But right now we're just kind of releasing single by single, and that
Right.
seems to be working the best for us right now. But yes, for sure, by the end of the year, I'm thinking we're gonna have a record out for sure.
Well, you've done good with all the singles, and that does work these days. And I notice, is Disarray like your current single that you released to
Yeah, we
streaming?
released that. When did that come out?
November.
November. Yeah,
November,
it came
yes.
out in November, and that's by far been the best. I mean, that's got us the most love and the most traction by far. And we knew before we put it out, it was going to be a good one, and we're very grateful for how it's done so far.
Hmm. So the three of y'all, when y'all were growing up, did y'all go to a lot of shows together?
Honestly, we didn't. We didn't. I
Really?
mean, they grew up playing in like they in church,
Hmm.
and no, never really did. We always hung out and stuff, but we never went to any concerts that I can remember. We have
Really?
now for sure.
Uh-huh.
But no, we kind of just all knew we were all buddies, and we all knew each other played, and we just like one day we were like, hey, let's start jamming, see what happens, and here we are today. So I'm glad we did that for
Such a
sure.
great story. Well, was there any artists in particular or bands that you listened to together?
That's the crazy thing about it, because their music is so different compared to mine. It's
Mhm.
like Texas country, red dirt, or whatever you want to call it. Like they don't know half the people that play. They don't listen to any kind of that stuff. It's all like heavier rock, heavier metal, which I think
Uh-huh.
is great for us, because when we do through our live shows, I mean, I think that shows through them,
Mhm.
and it works out well. But no, like we listen to completely different kinds of music. It's crazy.
Wow. So any big up and coming shows for you?
Yeah, this Friday we'll be at the Majestic in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And January 27th we'll be at Beer City Music Hall with American Slang. Um, I know we're sneaking out of Texas like in February, I think early February, like at the Blue Light in Lubbock and things like that. We're happy to get in places like that. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be the best year yet for sure for us.
I'm sure it's going to be good. Staying focused and being consistent with music and
Yes,
shows.
ma'am.
I got to ask you something on a personal note for me. Now, we're trying to plan a trip for another reason, but to Tahlequah, and I see you play there a lot. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's a cool place. There's a couple places to play. It's a real small town, but the couple bars that are there are great. And I normally play for it's actually a dispensary in Tahlequah. A good buddy of mine runs one, and they Primetime Buds in Tahlequah, and they put on like an acoustic thing, and they have a really, really good group of artists that come through and play that thing, and really good songwriters out of Oklahoma. And it's just cool what they do, that how they do that, because it's like no other place does that.
Right, right.
So a lot of times when I go down there and play, it's through them. But there are some good spots to play down there, a couple of decent spots.
So good spots to catch some good live music, and maybe I can time it to catch y'all.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Are there casinos there?
There is one. I've never been to it. But there is a casino like right as you come into Tahlequah.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it's called, but there is one for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, anything else we need to cover before we wrap this up?
I mean, not that I can think of. I mean, like my social medias and stuff like that. My Instagram is like _ at Noah Bowman _ You can find. I keep my Instagram more updated than anything. So if anybody wants to find what we got going on or what we're doing, you can always check there first. It'd be the best place. We do have a website, noahbowmanband.com, that also gives you information. But other than that, that's all I can think
So
of.
yeah. Well, other than music, what are your other interests?
Um, Not a whole lot, to be honest. I fish sometimes. I like to
All
fish.
right, me too. I like to fish.
We do a lot of that back home in Long Grove. There's not much to do there, so you get a
Uh-huh.
lot of that when you're there. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing that I can think of right off. Yeah, like to fish.
Well, okay, now we can talk fishing a little bit. So what's one of your biggest catches? What's your favorite fish to target?
Back home, it's always largemouth bass. That's what we have the most of, and that's the easiest for us. So that's what we do.
Like what artificial lures do you throw?
Just depends. A lot of worms and
Good answer. It depends.
yeah, depends.
I like to get that top water bite, but I love those frog things on top with bass fishing.
Yeah, for sure. Those are always fun. Those are always fun.
See, I'm down in the salt water. Everybody knows fishing is my thing. Like
Where are you located at?
I'm down on the coast in Texas, in
Okay.
between Galveston and Corpus, a little place called Matagorda.
Yeah, that's nice. Right
Yes,
on.
we have nice bays. We have the bays, we have offshore, we have the river, we have it all. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting stuff.
I've been like saltwater fishing a couple times. It's always been a blast.
It is. It's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. And the saltwater bass anglers, freshwater anglers make the best saltwater artificial anglers and
Yeah.
that I've seen, because a lot of people get intimidated by the saltwater. So anyway, all right, we could talk about that forever. But well, I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen with you. And we like the music. And and
Yes,
as
ma'am.
far as the Texas red dirt, I like to call it, we have all kind of genres mixed up in that, all kind of sounds, and you have a very unique sound. Like the music, keep up the good writing and stay in touch with us.
For sure. Thank you guys so much for having me, by the way.
Yeah.
I
And
really
one last
appreciate that.
question. If you were a cocktail, what would you be?
Probably 7 and 7.
Okay, 7 and 7 right here. Thank you so much, Noah Bowman, and good
Absolutely.
luck on your future endeavors.
Thank you guys.
And with a heavy tongue, she knew where I was from. As she left, I dared to say, well, you can go to hell. Hell, I'll go to Texas. I've had my fill of every place but home. Well, take away